What's up, everybody? This is Tim from Arm Wrestling Secrets, and today we're going to be talking about the best pull-ups for arm wrestling. Okay, everybody, now let's get into it. Okay, so this is a question I get a lot, and I think it's actually really important. I think the pull-up is one of the best exercises for arm wrestling that there is. But here's the problem. Okay, so look at these bars right up here. I got all these different places for my hands, okay? I got all these different applications I can do for pull-ups. So there's lots of different pull-ups that you could do, right? Now, the key I'm going to show in this video is the best pull-up for arm wrestling and how it's going to apply on the table, why that's the best pull-up for arm wrestling, okay? And we'll go over all of those little aspects here, okay? So let's look at the pull-ups for a second, okay? Now, look at the pull-ups. Now think about when you're doing a pull-up, what type of pull-up is going to help you at the arm wrestling table the most, okay? Think about it for a second, okay? Now, how do you arm wrestle, okay? Do you arm wrestle with your hands wide, like a wide grip pull-up, okay? So here's your wide grip pull-up, okay? Your hands would be wide. You're using an overhand grip, right? And you're pulling up. Okay, now think about that. Let's look at them all one at a time, and then we'll come to the answer, okay? And I think you'll probably start getting it as we get into it, okay? So think about the wide grip pull-up that we just did, the wide grip overhand pull-up. Your hands are here. Now, here's the question. Do you arm wrestle like this? With a wide grip pull-up, you're building strength. Okay, here. Where are you arm wrestling? Right? Your arm's in here. So hopefully now start thinking about that, okay? So the wide grip overhand pull-up, okay, that's no good for arm wrestling. Okay, let's look at the next one. Medium grip overhand pull-up. Okay, that's more of just your classic pull-up, okay? Where your hands are kind of like shoulder width and you're just pulling up, right? Same thing, let's do a couple. Okay, so that's your overhand medium grip pull-up. Okay, same thing. How do you arm wrestle? Or do you arm wrestle like this? Right? With the medium grip overhand pull-up, you're building strength. In an overhand position, you probably don't arm wrestle like this. Okay? Right. Okay, now let's look at a couple in the same basic position, okay? Underhand medium grip pull-up, okay? So it's the same thing. Most people, this is just a side note, but most people with their pull-ups, they're going to be much stronger with their hands in an underhand position. And the reason for that is because your bicep is turned on when your palm is turned up, okay? So when your palm is turned over, like in the overhand position, if you wonder why you're a little bit weaker in an overhand pull-up compared to an underhand pull-up, okay, it's because you can use your bicep with the underhand pull-up, okay? But let's come back to what we're doing in the video here. Is that good for arm wrestling? The underhand pull-up, is that good for your arm wrestling table? Is that the way you arm wrestle? Do you face your opponent with your palm facing you, pulling down? That's not going to work very well at the table, is it? Right? Same thing. Wide grip, overhand, no good. Medium grip, overhand, no good. The underhand grip is no good, okay? Now, I basically gotten rid of the overhand pull-ups of any kind. For arm wrestling, they're no good, okay? If you're gonna pick one pull-up for arm wrestling, okay, and that's what this video is about, then we need to pick the right one, and it needs to have applications on the table, and I'll cover this on the table in just a minute, okay? So let's look at a couple more, and you'll have the answer, okay? So I got a couple different handles here, okay? I have neutral grip, okay? So that's your neutral grip right here. Okay, so overhand, underhand, okay, and then neutral. Now think about it for a second. Neutral grip. That seems a little bit closer to where we should be, right? Neutral grip. Now there's still mistakes that can be made here. You might have the right grip, but what about the distance between your hands? Okay? Look at the bars. Okay. Wide grip, neutral grip. Okay, so your hands would be wide in a neutral position, pulling up. Okay, let's do a few. Okay, look pretty good. Your hands are in the right position. Here, we'll come back to our pertinent question here is, do you arm wrestle like this? Okay, when you go to the table, is your arm here? Or is it out here? Because if it's out here and you wonder why you're losing your matches, okay, there's an answer for you, okay? You know the answer, it's here. Okay, your arms should be close inside your body, right? Now, we have one more grip I have on these bars we haven't covered really, okay? Neutral grip, close grip. Okay, that's what we're using on the table, okay? Your opponent's trying to pull you away or do anything, you have to keep your arm down, strong, and I'll show you on the table in a minute, it'll make more sense, okay? Keeping your arm down, so it's not getting pulled away and it's not getting manipulated, okay? So if I had to pick one pull-up to do on the bars, it's gonna be the close grip, neutral grip pull-up. Hands pretty close together. You don't want them too close or then it's becoming unnatural, but pretty close together, okay? Something that's gonna let you work both hands at the same time, because I can't do one hand pull-ups, okay? And that's really not the answer, okay? Controlled, neutral grip, close grip, okay? So they look like this, and you're gonna be strong in this position because you can use your bicep, your brachialis, your all of your forearm muscles, and then you can activate your lat muscles at the same time. So all of this is coming on at the same time, just like your arm wrestling, okay? So when you're getting strong in arm wrestling, think about where you need to be strong. Here, you need to keep your elbow down on the table. You need to keep it tight to your body, okay? And this is our angle. Not here, okay? Not way wide, okay? It's here, okay? Okay? Now let's look at it on the arm wrestling table. Okay guys, now we were just looking at several different types of pull-ups, okay, on the rack in there. So let's look at how that applies on the arm wrestling table, okay? So remember that, think about where do you want your power to be? Remember, when you're doing pull-ups, you're just developing some type of pulling power, okay? Wherever that is, okay, and in arm wrestling, it's best to train for your sport, okay? So it's best to put yourself in a position where you're developing power in exactly the right position, or else it's not gonna come in handy for you on the table, okay? So if you can do 25 repetitions of wide grip pull-ups, okay? Yeah, that's gonna make you stronger in certain areas of your body. It's gonna strengthen your hands and your forearms and stuff. I get it, but in the wrong angle, okay? You're going to get stronger here, right? How does that apply on the arm wrestling table? It doesn't, okay? unless you plan on arm wrestling like this, okay, obviously that's a joke, okay? So same thing, just like we covered in there, overhand grips, it's the same thing, okay? When you're on the table, the overhand pull-up, when your hands are facing forward, okay? Think about how that applies on the table, okay? Your strength, you're developing strength here with your hand turned this way. Your hand doesn't face the opponent, does it? Okay? It's the same thing. You're not developing strength in the right zone, the right angle, okay? The right area, okay? Same thing with the underhand grip pull-ups. Those are classic pull-ups. All those are just classic pull-ups that people do. Underhand pull-ups, overhand pull-ups, wide grip overhand pull-ups. Okay, those are classic exercises, but they're no good for arm wrestling. Okay, so same thing with the underhand, right? Okay, you might be strong, you might be able to do a lot of repetitions, but explain to me how that's going to help you on the arm wrestling table. Do you arm wrestle like this? Right? Okay. Pulling down with your palm facing the opponent, right? I don't think so. I don't think so, okay? So we covered the close grip pull-ups too. Same thing with the neutral grip, okay? Is why, even if your grip is neutral, which we already talked about, that's the correct grip, okay? Is your neutral grip. Even if it's wide, that's still wrong. You're developing strength out here. And just like I said, how do you arm wrestle? Like this. Or like that, okay? It's no good, okay? So the close grip, neutral grip pull-up, where your hand is neutral grip, so you're not overhand, you're not underhand, you are neutral. Your palms are facing, your thumbs are facing you, okay? And your hands are close together. You're mimicking the position you want to be on the arm wrestling table, right? Where do we want to be? Here's our starting position. Where are we developing strength with the close grip pull-up? Downward pulling strength right into the pad. Where do you need your strength? Right there. Okay? Your opponent's pulling you or he's pulling you away, whatever. What's going to keep your elbow on the pad? Downward force from that position. That close grip pull-up, okay? That's where we want to be. So developing strength with the close grip pull-up is the best pull-up for arm wrestling. I'll see you guys in the next one.